I was trying to do it from my computer where I have better quality and better setup, but it did not want to work out that way today. So we are live from my phone. Let me just make sure I have the orientation right. Okay. So, yay! I am live from Mexico. Um, I'm super grateful to be here. And I decided that I also wanted to, with this live update from Mexico, do Sovereign Sunday. So, welcome to Sovereign Sunday. um, and I wanted to do a recap of the 6 week series that I did prior to coming to Mexico. That wrapped up the first week of September, and we are now in the last week of September. Um, but yeah, that 6 week series was the journey through the attributes of a queen. And I just want to recap what those were and also um, just reflect on that those attributes on how it showed up in my journey to Mexico. So, the first one that we did week one was obviously sovereignty. Sovereignty is self rule and owning your life and really claiming freedom, not from the aspect of your physical body, but of your mind and your spirit, freeing yourself from those limitations. Then the next week we did discernment, which is seeing with clarity, trusting your intuition, guiding with divine intuition. And then the next week was resilience, which is rising stronger from challenges. And then the next week was grace, which is strength wrapped in composition, or strength wrapped in compassion. And then also we had patience, which is a very, very strong attribute, which is trusting divine timing, that all will come in divine timing. And then lastly was discipline, which is devotion through daily choices. So those were our 6 attributes of a queen. I feel like those attributes reflect the foundation needed in order for you to rise as a queen and rise into your purpose and to guide your life and live your life with purpose, as a divine queen, as a divine feminine. So yeah, those are the foundation I wanted to lay before I get into other topics about queening and matriarchy and rising and reclaiming your power, reclaiming your crown, healing from your inside out, healing your inner child, and all of the things that I have learned over the last 10 plus years. No, guys. Of course, why I'm having a live. Dude, sorry. That's it. No. Quiet, guys. Quiet, guys. I'm on the live. You guys would go and be loud. Hey. You guys. Shh. Go sit. Quiet. Quiet. Oh my god. I can't do anything about it. I don't even need to be on live, really. There's nobody here. Dude! Quiet. Go sit. That doesn't concern you. All right. But I just wanted to reflect on these attributes, on how it showed up on my journey to Mexico. This journey is definitely a reflection of my own sovereignty and freedom of choice. Freedom that I know that I am not bound by the place that I was born into. Um, Also, that um, the Matrix is real and it is so on fire right now. And everybody's trying to protect it, which is wild to me. And I had to escape that fire. I don't know about y'all. Uh, but it's a very, very brave choice of courage and just knowing the knowingness of my sovereignty to know that I have a choice to go. Like, can you go and live in another country? Yeah. Do you have to figure out how that works? Absolutely. But should we be confined by borders and where we were um, our place of birth? No. Um, I chose Mexico because it's easily drivable back. It's close enough if I wanted to return to the U.S. for whatever reason. It would be a cheaper flight. um, and also, I really just have this connection with Latin America. Like, my dad is from Guyana, and it's in South America. It is one of the non-Latin countries. It is a Caribbean country in South America, but just something about South America, just in general, and um, Latin culture just intrigues me, and I've just been really wanting to um, immerse myself in the culture, learn Spanish fluently, or at least pretty good. I understand a lot. I can understand conversations and get the general gist of what's going on in the conversation, whether I'm eavesdropping or if somebody's talking to me directly. I can figure out what they're saying based on certain keywords or phrases that I'm familiar with. And for me, it's just I have to be immersed in order for my brain to translate back what I want to say and then practice saying it. And the only way you can do that is being in a Latin country. So I hate that I only know one language, and it's English. And English is the worst one to know, is the worst one to only know because it was made to cast spells. And you have to be very intentional about your words, your thoughts, and your intentions behind that, because you could be fucking up your whole life just by the English language. It's terrible. I hate it that it's the only one that I know. So I really would like to learn Spanish fluently while I am in this culture. But yeah, so that's what shows up first. The next one of discernment. On this journey, I had to make a lot of conscious choices about where I went, where I slept, and how hot it was, and when to take a break, and when to get out, and all of these different things. And it was tough. It was really rough because I'm struggling with a lot of things with my mental health, just in general, like all of the mask falling off from ADHD and autism and OCD and all of this stuff like that. I'm no longer able to like use the same coping mechanism. So that was really tough for me. Like driving here, making decisions about what I want to do, where I should go, when it was hot, what to do, what to eat. Like eating was like the biggest thing because I didn't want to cook. It was way too hot to cook, way too hot to cook. And so I made decisions prior to coming to do that. But I trusted my intuition on most decisions that got me here safely. And I'll get into the whole journey story a little bit later. But the next thing would be resilience. Man, the resilience to drive these pothole roads, these awful roads, and dude, it doesn't concern you. You can be discerning about what you bark about. Anyways, but yeah, there was a lot of challenges with the road, knowing what's going on with my vehicle, um, and all of that. Like there was so many things, and I had to um, just be resilient because I knew that I was going to have relief, which is where I am now, which is in my apartment. That I am now taking a break from the RV. But I was resilient to get through and use the RV as a vessel and get here safely. Grace would be the grace that I use. I would say one, um, you guys, I'm gonna lock you in the room if y'all can't be quiet. Okay, thank you. Oh my goodness. It's like right in my ear. They're barking. Like, I have my spectrum of the autistic trait of noise sensitivity has increased. It didn't exist before, like probably very minimal, and now it's like exacerbated. So I'm working on that. I can't. Anyways, um, what was the next thing? Patience. Whew, that's one I'm constantly working on, especially with the dogs. Like Daria and Dude, when we travel, it's a whole different like personality of their dog. Like Daria is really, really stubborn, and she's about to go into heat, so it's like on 10. She's when we go outside to go to the bathroom, like she's on a fuck mission, so she's marking, and she won't go to the bathroom. Sometimes she will, sometimes she won't, and she stalls. It's just it's becoming really challenging to just want to even walk my dogs, and I have to have patience with her. I'm really trying to have patience. um, but yeah, the also just divine timing of like knowing that there was gonna be relief. Like it was so hot. Like it changed from desert heat to tropical humidity overnight. so, um, so I went from like roasting to steaming and melting, and I haven't melted in a very long time. Like you don't melt, you don't really sweat, and any bodily fluids that come out of your body evaporate immediately when you're in Arizona. Um, but yeah, so adjusting to that, and then my dogs, and it was just a lot. Like it was a lot, and I just trusted that we were gonna get where we were going safely, and then we were gonna get an apartment and have relief very soon, and that happened. Yeah. And lastly, discipline. How that showed up on this journey. One, um, really trying to be tight with like my budget um, and like sticking to a timeline, getting up early so that I can leave. I mean, my body's just getting up early now. Like I've switched into auntie old lady mode, and I, I get up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock right now, and I go to bed at like 9, 10:30, maybe 11. Just depends. um, but yeah, so I was disciplined throughout the trip, like figuring out what my stops were gonna be, and yeah, it. But just leading up to this whole trip, um, the discipline of just like knowing that I had to do all the following steps to do the checklist, which I'll get into in a minute, to get to where I'm at. And it's still very, very like surreal for me because like I was like actively meditatively manifesting this for like a good 3 to 4 months where I was like focused on it. Like I already knew prior, like, okay, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, and steps, and the action of the goal. But like the actual discipline of like meditating, visually meditating, like timeline jumping, quantum jumping into this reality, like took a lot of discipline every day. There was different things that I had on, of things that I needed to do so I can stay mentally in Mexico and not in Arizona. But yeah, so that's how that showed up on my trip. The attributes of the queen, how they showed up on the trip. The foundations that keep me strong, the foundations that keep me going, and on to the next one. I do want to do a card pull before I get into all of that. I do want to go into some life update things. So obviously, life update. I moved to Mexico unofficially. If anybody's officially watching. So I say unofficially because I am here on a tourist visa. I do have a tip for my vehicle, which is a temporary import for permit for my RV, which is good for 10 years. So I don't have to worry about my RV. I'm not leaving. I mean, I'm not taking it back. So it's not going anywhere. So it's gonna stay here and or get sold. The only downer is that they did say I have, like, if I sell it or whatever, that I have to go back to the order that I got the tip to cancel it. And I'm like, you sure I can't do that, like, on the phone or online? And they're like, nah, you gotta come back. I'm like, we'll see about that. But for now, the RV is gonna go in storage somewhere, which I still have to figure out because there's no like talking on the phone or email or text. Really, you really just gotta go there. And I went to one the other day and nobody was there. Like I went in, the gate was closed. I went in. I heard music playing from somewhere, but I walked around. I didn't walk around the whole park, but I walked around enough to be like, hey, and I was yelling. There was nobody there that was like actively at the RV park. It was just storage, it looked like. I'm just like, nobody's here? Like, really? And I did get some advice from some people that I went out with last night to check out. So tomorrow I'm going to go driving to find somewhere to park this RV. Right now it's in a safe space and it's not being bothered and nobody seems to care right now, so if it doesn't move right away, I'm not 100,000% that concerned, but especially because my funds are low, so I don't know how much storage is going to be, so hopefully it's not a lot. But what was I getting into? But yeah, so I am on a tourist visa, so in 6 months I have to leave to like check out, check back in. And I think there's a lot of loopholes. There's a temporary visa that you can get. And I just missed the window to get in without any income requirements. Now almost all of them have income requirements. The digital nomad one, the temporary visa or temporary residency have income requirements that you have to track for up to 6 months. So right now I don't have that, so we're not going to try to go that route. So we're just going to do the tourist visa loophole right now, and there's some other things that you can do. But for now, that's what I am going to be working with, and I am in Mazatlan, which is in Sinaloa, which is the state, and I will be here until December. I thought I would only like check it out for a month. I was like, oh, I'll just get out and hustle for a month and re-up my funds, and then I'll go to Puerto Vallarta, and I'm like, that's not gonna happen. Let me really take my time and explore the city and the town before I like hop, skip, and jump, especially with the move. Oh Oh man, it's been a minute since I've moved. Like moved into an apartment, obviously it's been a lot longer, but like moved in general, like the last time I moved was from the Purple Palace into Rolling Royalty, and that move was so exhaustingly tired. And I was closer to the vehicle. I'm still far, but I was like close by, and it was still the back and forth, and I don't like moving, which is why I like having all my stuff in my little hermit crab vehicle. Um, but yeah, so I was like, ain't no way I'm gonna stay for no month. So I'm staying till the end of December, and so I can see how the weather is here. It's a lot cheaper here than it is in Puerto Vallarta, but I feel like Puerto Vallarta is gonna be where I want to be only because of like the community aspect that I'm looking for to be engaging. But who knows? It might work out here, but I do want to explore some other places before I like make a decision on like getting a long-term lease situation, because right now I'm doing month to month, which I prefer. If I don't like signing any commitments to pay anything or stay long. Uh, but yeah, like I don't want to like, I want to explore a couple places before I decide. But I feel like Puerto Vallarta might be my place, but who knows? What else? What am I going to be doing while I'm here? How am I making money? People always want to know that question. So I was doing a remote job before I left that got me into the flow of customer service and online phone, inbound call type of thing. It got me into that flow for a gig that I had been talking about on my channel in my, how I make money videos that I hadn't really tried out yet, which is called Hotel Planner. It is a reservations gig hustle, or no, it's a gig hustle that does reservations through. So basically, like if there's any 1-800 number when you're trying to call a hotel, if it doesn't have like the local um, area code, then it's gonna come to us. It's gonna come to us. Now we have their front desk number to give the people if they want to like talk to the front desk. But if people just like go on the website and it has a 1-800 number, it's gonna call reservations, and that call goes through several different call centers, I'm sure. But this particular call center one that I work for is an independent one where it's a commission based, and it allows you to just work whenever you want to work, and you can max out at what. And I've seen the people's like the top peoples, and they balling over there. So I haven't done it full time just yet. That will be starting this week. But I have tested it out, and I have made some money. I tested it out while in my stop in Guaymas. I worked a little bit, took a couple calls while I was waiting for my laundry to be done, and I hit one of those like golden calls where like somebody was booking a room in New York at one of like, it was the New York. And they booked 4 nights, and it was like $500 a night. So her reservation was like $2,000 something dollars. And I made $50 off of that call. So I was like, hey. And I only made 2 commission calls. The other few calls were just like, is this the front desk? No, here's the number. Or I just have a question about something. I just wanted to check a rate real quick. And I'm like, the rates are going to change, but I can give you a general gist if you want to get an idea. But yeah, so now that I'm in the flow of that, that's a like what I call bread and butter type of hustle, where I can work it the way that I worked Uber and Lyft and Shipped and Instacart and all that stuff, where I can work it for however many hours I need to work it to make the money that I want to make to pay the bills that I need to pay. So the only challenge behind that is that I don't have any control over when they're going to reserve, when they're going to reserve, because we get paid 7 days after they check out. And so it's not like I get on the phone and like, oh, okay, I book it and then this is how much I'm making, and then they send me that money. I have to wait for them to get paid, I mean, the hotel to get paid, and then the hotel gets paid, and then they pay out the commissions to all the call centers that they work with, and that has to come through it. So that's why it takes so long. But through each calls, usually people are calling because they're trying to book that night, and that's most of the calls that I've got. I haven't gotten too many calls where they're like, "Oh, I need something for like in a couple months." I don't even want to take those calls, but yeah, so that's gonna be like my bread and butter hustle, and then I'm going to still be looking for a part time job. There's quite a few since I updated my resume that are coming through like to interview for, and then also a friend of mine she turned me on to AI training, which I've been using ChatGPT. I don't even want to give an analogy. It was coming up dirty in my head. I don't know why that was. So I'm not going to say that one. But oh, I just broke this thing off this pen. Fidgeting. Um, but yeah, so those are really lucrative right now if you can get a good gig one. And she's been doing it. She's been making money. So she turned me onto a company that she knows for sure that like you can get money. So I already applied. I just got to finish up my little thing. You have to do an AI interview and all that stuff. I didn't have time to do that on the road. So um, I'm going to do that and hopefully bring in some bread with that as well. Getting back into, consistency with content creation, um, and doing affiliate and stuff like that. Speaking of that, I just want to break real quick to it's not a sponsor, but it is a paid partnership with Epic Water, and I'll show you what I got, which is this huge water pitcher, um, and it's made out of, oh my gosh, I can't remember what the name of it is, but it's a special plastic that is BPA free, and it was recycled with stuff. It has this cool little digital thing that keeps track of like how many days the filter is, and this is the only filter that has for a water picture system that also does reverse osmosis. So there's that. I love that. It has this little bamboo handle. And I've been testing out with Mexico water, and so far I haven't had any diarrhea. Yay! So, if you want to pick up a Epic water filter to help me out with my funds building, you can use my code Queen Tasha TV, all caps, when you check out, and you can get yourself a water pitcher. I believe they go for about $80, and the filters are like $40 to replace. It's a U.S. based company out of Colorado, and yeah, so pick yourself up a water filter if you want to support my journey and help yourself out with some good tasting water. I tasted out with Arizona water. The Arizona water was good. The Mexico water, it takes a little bit longer to filter just because it's going through a whole process. The Arizona water was like going through a lot quicker, but yeah, it tastes fine to me. Like it doesn't taste awful. It doesn't taste the same. I can taste the difference in water. I don't know if anybody else has that gift, but I can taste the difference of like water. And it does have slight different tastes, but like it doesn't taste bad. And like I can taste the difference between Canadian water and US water. I don't like Canadian water. It doesn't taste bad, but it doesn't taste like I don't know, it just tastes weird to me. So there's that, and what else? Oh, and then I'm also getting into event planning again. I had a download come to me about bringing people together for us to heal our inner child through nostalgic play from our childhood. And playing together with that intention. And so yeah, I want to tap into that. There's a Facebook group already if you are in Mexico or want to come to Mexico to play. It's called the Inner Child Play Lounge. Um, I have it right now set based in Puerto Vallarta because that's where I thought I was going to end up. But I am going to be updating all of that to reflect where I'm at now, um, and beta test it here in this area, as well as make it like an Airbnb experience type thing, which that's another thing that I've wanted to do for years. And when I say years, I will say like in 2018 is when I found out about the Airbnb experience. It was 2018 or 2019. Maybe it was 2019. The Airbnb experiences. And I wanted to do something with dance and playing. And I had a whole download and I mapped it out and had, and this is when I was in Maryland, um, during the transition of getting the Purple Palace. And I was going to do it right in my hometown. And I couldn't, like, mentally, I just was not in a good place. Like, I was still trying to figure out the law of attraction and how to release and all that stuff, and so it just didn't come together. But like, this is just something I've been wanting to test out for a very long time, and I think it's something that my inner child wants to do as well, so I'm gonna be getting into that. And then I have a few things to sell, my self-care boxes, some stuff that I need to get rid of, but yeah, so those are things like income strategies that I'm going to be working on while I'm here, as well as like hustling out any type of skill that I have to the Mexican community that need help, like website designing. Like, that's a big thing. Like, most people have a Facebook page here, and that's not terrible, but not everybody uses Facebook, and a lot of people respect a company. Like, you have credibility when you have a website, even if it's just a one-page website that has your information on it, what's your time, da da da. People want to know that, and that you made that investment in your business. It is a highly valued tourist search point if you have a website. So that's one thing I can hustle out. Making food. I've never used doing hair as a hustle, but I know how to do hair. Like, I do my own locks. Like, somebody already asked me, who does your locks? And I was like, I do my own locks. They were like, do you charge? I'm like, nah. But I can. I don't like doing my own hair, but it's easier to do other people's hair. I just have never really done anybody else's hair but mine. So that's another little thing I can hustle if I needed to. So I'm a hustler. Like, when people ask me what do you do, I'm an entrepreneur, but I'm a hustler by breed. Like, my dad was a hustler. My older brother, we both have that hustle spirit in us. We're really the only two people that like really like got it from our daddy. Like, that's ingrained in us. Like, we will always find a way to get money, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's gone a different route in other times in his life. I've gone routes in other times in my life where they're not the most savory choices, but I've got, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to do what I got to do. So, but yeah. What else? Oh, community. That's the biggest thing for me. Or not biggest thing, but that is a huge part of the vibe and choice that I'm going to make about a long-term place that I want to set up is community. Are there Black people? Do Black people stand out in those areas? The further south you go into Mexico, the browner it gets and the less they care about you being brown. Because when I was in Sonora, I went into a restaurant and they all like turned their head. And obviously I was in a small town, so it was like, yeah, you might not see, and it wasn't a touristy town, but when you see that, like, that makes you uncomfortable, like, right away. Now I don't give a fuck, you know what I'm saying? I'm still come in here and get my food. Like, I ain't gonna scare me. Like, I ain't no scared nigga. But like, I just don't want to be in a space or be in a place where that's the vibe and that it's a shock value every time I'm out and about, type of thing. So that's important to me. And then community, like, it doesn't have to be all Black people. I prefer mostly Black people. but just people who I align with, people who have shared values, and who want to actively be engaged. Like I'm an introvert, so I'm not always gonna be wanting to socialize. Like I need my isolated time. I need my space. I like to hermit crab for days and weeks and not talk to nobody and not do anything. I need somebody to hermit crab with. That would be nice. But like being out and about is not going to be always. But I like to know that there's that community there. That if something goes down or I need something or da da da, that I have a network around me that I'm aligned with. So last night I had the awesome night of being welcomed by the Black expat group here in Matsalan. Shout out to Derek and Shantae who came and scooped me up and was part of the welcome committee of the group. Like they welcome a lot of Black people that come through. And so they organized a little dinner and invited some other people to come out that already live there, and then some new people as well. There was an exchange student, a mixed guy from Belgium, and he is here on the Rotary Club thing, and I didn't know. I've heard of the Rotary Club, like I've heard of that term, but I've never like Googled it and looked into it. I figured it was some white people shit, and it is, but for like a good cause. Like it's for humanitarian type things, like fighting disease, environmental causes. It's non-religious, non-political. And I was like, I should probably be signed up for something like this, right? But yeah, so we met last night at a cool little restaurant on the beach, and it was nice. It was good food, and everybody was really cool. It was there was like this guy there. I don't want to butcher his name. It's Obafemi, I think it is. But like his name does not match his personality. Like that sounds very African. He's from Philadelphia. Like I mean, outside of him being chocolatey black, there's no real African feature about him. But he reminds me of my uncle cousin. I say uncle cousin because he's my mom's cousin, but like he's always been grown to me, so it's like I always considered him my uncle, but like all of those people, like on my mom's side, like he reminds me of that guy. So like it felt so familiar to like talk to him and his wife. Like it just felt like my uncle and auntie. And everybody had different stories. A lot of them have been here for years. They came down pre-Panini and survived the Panini here. They go back and forth. They own property. Some people are semi-retired. Some people are still working full-time. Remotely, and it's just encouraging to hear their stories. Because people are like, oh yeah, I didn't know I could move to Mexico. When I found out I could, I was out, and I was like, yeah. That's all I need to know. That you was ready to go, because we all know the shit show that's going on right now of tyranny. But yeah, so I was welcomed by them, and they invited me into their secret WhatsApp. It's not secret, but like their private WhatsApp chat for Matsalan, Black Matsalan, Black and Indigenous, because there was two people there that I was just like, you know, when your brain scans or you feel like you're at a Black event and you see two people that are not there with Black people, and you're like, I wonder, are they mixed, or you know, is their mom Black on their distant, you know, like that kind of thing. But like they're Mexican, but there's a lot, like I said, the further south you get into Mexico, like even if they don't look Black like us, they may consider themselves Black because they have African heritage. It thinned out over time because of the Spanish. But like they have African heritage, or they have, you know, a Black great grandmother, and so but they are like, you know, I have mixed people in my family that, you know, if they keep mixing out, they ain't gonna look Black at all. So, or their kids are not gonna look Black. Like it will fade out eventually, and then you have white again. So there was two people that very sweet people, very nice people, welcoming, and I didn't question it at all. Like I'm not uncomfortable when I'm like, oh, why are they not Black? You know, like I'm not that person. My brain curiously judges because I'm INTJ, but it's not out of like kind of thing. It's more like, huh. Um, but yeah, so that's what happened last night. I'm so excited that happened like right away because I really needed some familiarity and a reassurance. Like I'm in a good place and I'm in a solid place. Um, so my apartment, I have a cute little apartment. I will do like once everything's I'm almost done finished setting everything up. Like this whole front room is pretty much set up. And I want to put up some lights because I put up my little bit of Halloween decorations for my RV. Once you thin it out into a bigger space, it doesn't look like as much decorations. I'm like, should I go buy more stuff? No. But I'm gonna put up my lights for that as well, and then I'll do a little tour, and that will be on the channel at some point of my apartment. But it's been so long since I've been in an apartment, so weird, and it's like partially furnished. So, but I did bring in a few of my things just so I can, have extra storage and stuff like that. But I love it. I love being able to take a break, and I'm super grateful that I had the money to do that because gas is way more expensive than I thought it was going to be. The budget for gas in my trip way exacerbated way before I got here, which is why I couldn't make it to Puerto Vallarta because I was like, if I go to Puerto Vallarta, I won't be able to get an apartment. The boondock in the hot, and that was not going to happen. So yeah, I am grateful for that. It took a minute to find it. I found it on Facebook Marketplace because cheap Airbnbs is not a thing anymore. At least not over here. And with all the fees and all the stuff, it's just easier to find it independently. So first I was like walking through neighborhoods to see if I could find something, but I also was on Facebook Marketplace the whole way down, and I was just like hitting up people. And the first one that I went and looked at, like the pictures were way outdated. You could tell, like they took those pictures when they first set it up, and they have not updated them because that apartment did not look. When I went in there, I was like, it was really cheap. It was like $300 a month, and I was like, I'm gonna have to up my budget a little bit so I can get better quality. This one is 8,000 pesos a month, which is roughly like $450 a month. It includes gas and water. I have to pay separately for the internet and electric. It's already paid for this month, so I don't have to pay until next month. The electric is the internet is like $15 or $16 roughly US, and then she said the electric is usually only like between like 300 and 400 pesos, which is roughly $28 or something like that. So it's not gonna be too bad. Much more like $30 or $40, which will round it out to about $500 total for everything plus the deposit. Like I was able to negotiate the deposit situation because I didn't know there was going to be a deposit for month to month. I didn't budget that because I was thinking Airbnb type of thing. You just pay and negotiate after that. So she allowed me to pay $1,000 or 1,000 pesos, which is like $50. And then I'll pay a little bit next month and then a little bit the following month or whatever. And yeah, so it's on the second floor, so I have a little balcony over here. But it is sun facing, so it is hot all around you. That window, it's just hot in general. Like when you go outside, it's just like, hello, welcome to the sauna. It's really nice in the mornings. It's nice in the evenings, but like during the day, if the sun is out. When it's been gloomy, it's been pretty decent, and the temperature has definitely gone down. But just like, in Arizona, when it says it's 111, like it feels like 111. Like that, it's not like, oh, and it feels like 120. Like that's what it is because there's no humidity. But like here, when it's saying it's 90, it feels like 100 and something because of the humidity. So right now, like when I got here, it was like 95. Now it's settling down into the 80s, like the high 80s. Yesterday was like 84, so it went down, but like it's going down a little bit, but it's like a slow kind of like until you get to December. Like they said, it doesn't really start to really cool down where you can like wear a hoodie type of thing until November. So I'm still looking for like I'm not bothered by it being hot. I was bothered by being hot in the RV boondocking. um, as long as I have a cool place to come back to, I'm not bothered by the hot. I can go outside to the beach, get nice and hot and toasty and brown, and then come back to my nice cool apartment. Like, like I'm good on that. And I want to be able to like I didn't really go outside because I was working, and there was no beach, and there was no real town to go out to. It was just the RV park. There's so much to explore here. There's a bunch of stuff like different parts of town that I've already started walking because I've been walking everywhere, and there's so much to explore by walking right now. And I'm not too like I'm away from the main street. It's nice and quiet. I'm in a really good neighborhood. Apparently, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, you're in a good neighborhood." I think good. It's quiet back here. Everybody's chill back here. And but like the beach is like not that far. Like I go to the main street, which is like a couple blocks up, and then you cross the main street, and then you gotta find a little passage through one of the hotels, because the hotels own it. Think of this Matsalan like St. Pete and Clearwater Beach, more like Clearwater Beach. If you've been to Clearwater, it's like Clearwater Beach. Like when you go out to the little strip, and you got all the hotels that line the beach, and you got to find a little passage to go in, or a little access road to get to the beach. So I have to find one of those that's closest to me to get to the beach, because most of all the hotels own they don't own the beach. The beach is free, but they own the spot in front of the beach. So you either gotta get a beach pass or a beach club pass, which I heard is really good. Like Shantae and Derek were telling me about some of the good beach club passes where you can go and you pay, and then they put a credit toward getting food and drinks and being able to just sit at the pool and chill and da da da. And some of them are like right across the street. So if I have anybody come, we can come, rough it in my RV. I mean, not my RV, in my apartment. I wanted to get a 2-bedroom so that I can have a guest space, but that wasn't in the budget for here now. But I have a big enough space where I can host a few people in here with some, what do you call it, air mattresses. And then we can go to the beach club to like hang out for the day, there's like a bunch of them right across the street. But yeah, so I'm hop, skip, and jump from there. And then like I'm in walking distance to like Home Depot, Walmart, all the shops, and then all the local shops are like right around in the neighborhood, which I love, the little bodegas and stuff. So yeah, like I'm in a really good place, and I'm just excited to explore. I'm excited for everything. The dopamine rush isn't there because of my ADHD, so it's not like yes, but I'm like super internally grateful that I was able to manifest this. Like I woke up and now I'm here. I timeline jumped into the reality that I wanted to be. And I'm here now. Through trials and tribulations, I made it. But yeah, so let's see. Just upcoming channel updates. So now that I've got here, I'm going to edit all of my vlogs. I did a few like regular vlog stuff in this angle, but I mostly story vlogged on my Instagram. So I'm gonna take some of that footage and put it in, but I'm gonna put some Mexico vlogs together for you guys. I also was filming like the pre stuff as well. I haven't had time to edit nothing. So there's gonna be a lot of editing and a lot of content coming your way when it comes to the pre coming here, and then the journey, and now being in the apartment, and I'll do a full apartment tour once I finish setting up and everything. And then I'm gonna record a vibe session. I'm not sure what that's gonna be. It's probably gonna be like a mashup, because I've gone through a lot of the music that I wanted to share already, that are some of my favorites and my hits and stuff like that, mixed in with some new stuff. but now it's going to be mainly all new stuff from Epidemic Sound. So I got to go listen and pull some stuff together and do a little vibe sesh. I wish I had DJ licensing to like bring you some music, but I like the Epidemic Sound. Like I like doing this little thing. It allows me to like do that. 'Cause I'm a playlist. I'm a playlist fairy. Okay, like I love a good playlist. I love listening to other people's playlists. I like making my own playlist. If you know me from back in my podcast, High Moments podcast, early podcast days, I used to do playlist Sundays. I don't know what it is about Sunday, but I love rhyming stuff with Sunday, I guess. But I used to do playlist Sunday, and I would have like a theme, and it would be like 10 songs. I would just do like a little clip of each song that would allow me to play, like, because I think it's like you can play like 30 seconds of a song without getting a copyright or whatever. On some songs, not all songs, and those rules have changed since I did that. But at that time, that's what I was doing, and I just love that. So that's why I do vibe session. So I just got to figure out what that's going to be. I would love to put one out for this month, but I just don't know if I'll be able to push it because it's only a couple more days. What's today? Today is the 28th. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen. But for October, ooh, I can do a spooky one, spooky-ish, spooky vibes. But yeah, I'm excited to finally spend Halloween and, more importantly, Dia de los Muertos in Mexico, the place that I want to celebrate. Yay! So I'm just so excited to see how everybody, like, how the vibe changes, with people here as that season is coming in. So I think that's all the updates. All of the stuff for Sovereign Sunday. I was gonna do a card pull, but I'm gonna save that for the next upcoming thing. I just want to close with a mantra. I do need to close. My dogs are getting more restless because they gotta go to the bathroom. And I need to go get some food from the grocery store or something to eat with the food that I already have. Like I don't have any fresh stuff because I didn't want to travel with fresh stuff. But I need that to complement all of the dry stuff that I got prior to coming here. So, yeah, so I'm just going to close with the mantra that I came up with for the recap of Sunday. So if you want to say this with me, I'll do it in like a call response type of thing. So, the mantra is, I rise today as sovereign ruler of my life, free in spirit and truth. I walk in discernment, guided by wisdom and clarity in every step. I embody resilience, turning trials into triumphs and pain into purpose. I choose grace, moving with compassion, poise, and love. I honor patience, trusting divine timing as I build my dreams. I practice discipline, laying each brick with devotion to my highest good. I am a queen. I am powerful. I am aligned. And I am crowned in purpose and anchored in love. And so it is. Tasha. Thank you for joining me today for a live Sovereign Sunday and live life update from Mexico. Stay tuned to all of the vlogs coming about this journey, and stay tuned to the newest vibe session. Thank you for watching. Peace and blessings. Stay royal, stay rising, and live fearlessly free. I'm out.